Now I just hit that button there, and now I will hit this button here, and then that button. I think I got the buttons.
Honestly, you know what happens when you go away, when you miss a week, you forget how to do your job? I was concerned that you would know how to start the show.
Maybe a reboot would have helped us.
I did cook bacon for a dish last night. I'll have to tell you about that.
Oh my God.
Bacon. I cooked real bacon. It was so good.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Bacon in Your Mailbox on this Thursday, August the 5th, 2021, the 120th show of Bacon in Your Mailbox. I am Greg Milby, community storyteller, and that is my friend Jana Clark, community fanatic. And you may notice I've got a different backdrop today. I am on location at Grace Heartland Church. The Global Leadership Summit starts today. So,
are you going or organizing or producing? Like, what are you doing there?
So I'm the promotional strategist, but I've been the worst promotional strategist for this year for the Global Leadership Summit. It's so many things to do.
That's a fancy title for you.
For anybody.
For sure.
Basically says, hey, get people here. And, you know, with the pandemic going on, that kind of stuff, numbers are down a little bit. I think we have 170 some odd people. A lot of people are going to be off-site. I know Baptist Health, Hardin, they're going to be off-site. And some other locations, businesses decided to stay on their venue. So,
right.
But nonetheless, it's going to be a great time. If you've never been to the Global Leadership Summit, I encourage you to, one, you can buy it online. It's like $160. And there are some, It's 2 days. Well, we start here at 9:30-ish, and then it goes until 5:45 today, and then from 9 to 4 tomorrow. We're talking like a retired General Stanley McChrystal is a part of the deal. They're just some great leaders and folks that will be sharing messages over the next couple of days, and you can buy
learn from.
Yeah,
you need some leadership training. I think
I need a bunch of it, but
no, you don't.
Oh my gosh! So we've been doing this for a few years here at Grace Heartland Church. It's a remote site event. This event is happening outside of Chicago at Willow Creek Church up there, and so this is one of hundreds of remote sites around the world that'll be doing this today. Because you know, we do it. The first year was a lot of fun because we had massive amounts of people. Second year, you know, pandemic, and this year it's still dealing with some of that as far as getting people to come out to do events. But it is a fabulous event. I encourage you to check out globalleadership.org and get more information on it. So a lot of fun. They didn't pay me to do that. I just thought it'd be cool to share.
But is it like for anybody in any line of work, any like men and women? Like, is it really for everybody?
It's for men, it's for women, it's for students.
Okay.
It is for military. So there's different rates for students and military. But the whole idea is the reason that Grace Heartland got involved in doing this is it's about shaping leadership in your community, not just an individual person. So the whole idea would be we bring leaders from Radcliffe and leaders from E-Town, leaders from Vine Grove, leaders from Fort Knox, in business and in life and family, and bring them together and get on the same page on what leadership is all about. So that's what we're hoping that this will eventually do. Is today would be the kickstart for 365 days of leadership growth in our community.
I think that's fabulous.
So that's what we're hoping it'll be. Well, I don't want to get too far out without saying good morning to our friend Carter Blankenship. So
good morning, Carter Blankenship.
And one thing I missed last week was this.
Oh.
Good morning. Yay! Good morning, Greg.
I missed that.
Morning, Carter.
Yeah, it's a lot of love. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. And
yeah, speaking of missing, let's see who's here, and then let's tell them about I want to hear about your trip. I haven't seen you. I haven't talked to you. Like, what's up?
There's Brian.
Hey,
Dennis.
Brian.
There's Morgan Castor. And there's your new best friend, I think.
Oh. Raj told me all the Greg stories last week.
So Bacon nights, somehow, some way. I think Brian Dennis was the organizer of this.
Yeah.
Some bacon nights. Jana and my dad go to breakfast at Bub's Cafe last Thursday morning. Fear struck me deep last Thursday morning of what was going to happen in that meeting.
Like, did your stomach just drop when you saw that you were in the midst of like your dad and I were kind of holding court, and it was all about you and your antics, and your dad did not hold back, Greg.
Yeah, not surprised. Morning, Kristen. Matt Kitts watching this morning from Dayton, Ohio.
Well, hey, Matt.
Hey, there's your stunt double too.
Oh, she is lovely.
Yeah. And then there's our man, the myth, the legendary Jay Hobbs.
Hey, Jay. Jay had a fabulous dinner last night on his Blackstone. He needs to be on Top Chef or something.
We should get him in there. The Castor crew was there too in full force last Thursday.
Yes. And Reagan and I got to talk a little Stranger Things. We got to talk about school starting and school shopping. And the kids were awesome. They goofed off a little, but they ate a really good breakfast. And they were exactly the way I knew they would be in person, and it warmed my heart. And I love it that the Castor crew is now my friend in person.
Good. I mean, that's what, how cool has that been? The people that we've been able to meet and get to know.
I know.
Yeah.
Fun.
I went yesterday. I made a special trip out to get some BLT corn from Becky and Larry Thomas. But on the way, I needed to stop to get lunch. So I stopped by McDonald's. And guess who was in the drive-thru right beside me? Mary Stucker Hall.
Did you tell her you were on your way to get corn?
Well, I messaged her, and I felt bad because when I pulled away from McDonald's, she ended up being right behind me. How great of an opportunity would that have been to buy her lunch?
Ah, dang it. Next time.
And I felt bad about it. I was like, daggone it.
That's happened to me, though, where I've been so close to creating a really fun surprise someone and didn't pull it off. That just means that next time you'll look behind you and you'll be like, Mary. Yeah.
So I'm happy. I got some BLT corn. I'll be able to enjoy that tonight. So, and I think Becky said that they've got maybe Saturday, maybe next week at Farmers Market, and that's about it. They're going to be done with sweet corn. So if you haven't got there,
so I had some last weekend, and I bought enough that we enjoyed it for a couple of days. I even made some and took it to some friends who had not had it before. Go me! I was the hero, right? It was fun.
It's like crack, isn't it?
It is. It was so good.
It's good stuff. All right. So last week went to Maine, and I will tell you, I originally just picked Maine. Called, you know what? We've never been there. Oh my gosh, I think I could go back every year.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It is absolutely beautiful, and pictures do not and cannot do it justice.
It's one of those places, isn't it, where you just have to feel it and see it and breathe it and to capture the spirit of that place.
Yeah, and we started in Portland, Maine. We flew to Portland and then drove up the coast. We went to Kennebunkport. We went to Bar Harbor, Rockland, Agunquit,
Wow.
I think is the name of the place. But so in Kennebunkport, we rented a sailboat.
Awesome.
We went out with I guess there were 6 other people on the sailboat, and we went out, and the Bush family, President Bush, they have a compound in Kennebunkport.
Yes.
Right there on the end of the right there by the ocean. So we were actually able to go out on the sailboat by their compound, and the Texas flag was up, and the first mate of the sailboat said, "Hey, if the Texas flag is up, they're there." Sure enough, who's sitting on the back patio? The Bushes.
Stop it.
How cool was that?
Did you roll up there and share some coffee and some bacon or what?
Well, one, it's a rocky shore, so you're not going to roll up there. 2, there's a security perimeter that you're not supposed to go in, but they don't ever say anything because they know a sailboat's not going to be able to. So I waved. They didn't invite us over for dinner or anything, so we just kind of.
But that is so cool.
It was kind of fun, and it was neat. Ate a bunch of seafood.
Oh,
Lobster
I'm sure.
rolls. Oh.
They do them right?
They do. So But we went and spent some time in Bar Harbor, which is beautiful. Acadia National Park is something special, even with the amount of people that were there. You know, I
Yeah,
don't like crowds. There were a ton of people there.
there were.
It was
I'm
beautiful.
sure this time of year. So here's what I always ask people when they take a trip to a new place. What was your favorite? Like, what was your favorite moment? What was your favorite thing?
Okay. My favorite thing would probably be the top of Cadillac Mountain at Acadia.
Mm,
It's like 1,600 feet up, and you can see Bar Harbor on one side, and you see the ocean on the other, and it is just breathtaking.
wow.
So,
Favorite meal, but you may have just given nod to that.
yeah, it.
What was your favorite meal?
Uh, my favorite meal was well, actually, I have two. One was at the
Okay.
Ramp, which is a hole in the wall underneath another restaurant that the first mate of the sailboat recommended to us. I mean, when I
Nice.
walked in, I'm like, I don't know if I want to eat here. I mean, it looked nasty. Food was phenomenal. Got a lobster roll there that was just, oh, perfect. And the other one was a place called Food for Thought, which was in Algonquin, which it looked like somebody had taken their backyard and put gravel down and put some pub tables out and put a bar and opened up their back door and served out of their kitchen.
Love it.
But they had amazing food there, and I got a Blanton's pour for $9. I don't think they realized what they had, but okay, whatever. So
Oh, that's so fun.
so that was a highlight. But yeah, it was a great trip. I would definitely be doing it again. And I did find a couple other places that there are a couple islands off the coast of Maine there that are part of Maine
Yes.
that are like, I don't know, 10, 12 miles off the coast that you can
Yep.
rent houses on.
Do it.
And you take a ferry out there. I'm thinking
Yeah.
that is a dream vacation right there.
Mr. Anti-Crowd,
Uh,
take me to the island that you must ferry to get to.
yeah. So our hotel in Rockland was overlooking the marina, and we kept seeing the ferry station. And then every so often a ferry would come in. Well, one island it only goes to once every 2 weeks. Another one it goes 3 times a day. Another one 4 or 5 times a day,
Wow.
and only so many on there at a time. Well, I got to researching the islands. I'm going, okay. And then I found a few homes, like one home, it's got 40 acres of land around it. And the island's only 7 square miles. So it's 40 acres.
Wow.
It has a pool, and 3 sides of the property is looking at the ocean. And you're in the middle of nowhere. I'm going,
You
sign
should
me
buy
up.
that.
I just
You
want to
should
go
just
for
buy
a week.
it.
I don't
Yeah.
have, I don't have Janet Clark money. What are you talking about?
Right.
I have that Janet Clark money. So that was great. Look forward to it. I'm broke. I won't be doing anything. I'm eating ramen noodles for a while, but
Right.
outside
I
of that, life is
understand.
good.
I
But
understand.
so getting to other stuff that's going on, man, you want to talk about a ton of things going on this week and this weekend.
Oh my gosh. Like it's like the final, it is almost like summer's coming to an end and all of a sudden stuff it's just like blowout every weekend.
Yeah,
It seems like.
perfect, and be a good time to do this. Perfect weather for tonight for Tavern in the Garden. Partly sunny and 84 today, 62 tonight, and then rather cloudy, as they would say with AccuWeather, and humid and 86 for the high tomorrow, and then we get back into the 90s by the weekend. So the
But
Tavern,
listen, we had a couple of weeks there where it was hot and humid and horrible out, and you didn't want to stay out. This is like an August gift because the end of July and the very beginning of August has been really nice to get out. And so tonight I can't even imagine how perfect it is going to be at the garden tonight. So if you haven't been yet this summer, this is a prime opportunity.
Juanito Street Tacos is there. I think the
Oh,
musical entertainment is Travis Purrier. He'll be there.
perfect.
And then, so plan on doing that and maybe do the walking tour at 7 o'clock tonight in downtown.
Perfect.
So good stuff there. Rineyville Optimist Club Rodeo tomorrow night and Saturday night at the Hardin County Fairgrounds. The big fundraiser for the Optimist Club. I think tickets are $12 for adults. Kids 12 and under are free. So
Really?
7:30 nightly at the fairgrounds, and it's
I
always a
love a
packed
good
house.
rodeo.
Yeah, and
Always packed. We've gotten lots of calls here at my office this week about the rodeo. So remind people one more time how you have to get tickets ahead of time, right?
no, you can get them
Because it'll sell
no, you can get them at the gate. Yeah,
out. Okay.
they just cram them in. You just want to get there early if you want to get a great seat on the stands.
Okay. Fair enough.
So it's 7:30 nightly. They always say rain or shine. There just hasn't been a bunch of info out there. I've not seen it in a lot of places. I had to really dig to find it.
So I think if you know, you know. It's been
Yeah.
one of those things. But I'm just glad to know that I can tell people 7:30. You can get tickets at the door. Get there early. That's
Yep.
all I need to know.
Yep.
Good deal.
A lot of fun. And then what else is going on? Oh, so the Dirty Dog Bash is tomorrow night.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
For
bummed I
our furry
can't go.
friend.
Yeah, I can't go. We're doing some other things tomorrow night we're having dinner with some friends, which I'm excited about. But
Fun.
this Dirty Dog Bash, it's at Jeff and Mary Key's house in Glendale,
Which
and
is beautiful.
and it's a party.
Yeah. Yep.
No other way to explain it. It's a party.
So fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Excited for them.
Are you going?
I'm not, and I'll tell you why. Because tomorrow night is another fundraiser. It is the fundraiser for the E-Town High School football boosters. So the EHS Quarterback Club auction is tomorrow night, and I am heavily involved in that event and have been working like crazy, getting things organized for that. And so I will be at that event this weekend. And so I hated that they landed on the same evening, but the good news is there's plenty of fun to go around. And the quarterback banquet, the quarterback auction isn't a ticketed event. It's a free event. But when you walk in, I'm going to grab your checkbook and get a blank check out of your wallet so that you can, you're going to spend a little money before you leave one way or another if I'm in the room. So there you go.
Make sure it's something good though when you grab them. You know,
And that's
get
at the
something
State Theater. And we have a Titans tickets. If you need an extra set of Titans tickets, we have some Titans tickets up for auction.
good. Okay.
Rounds of golf at Valhalla, all kinds of sporting events. Bourbon, a cool custom bourbon shelf, some lamps. We kind of got it all. It's really fun, the items that are going to be up for auction, and it's silent and live.
Cool. Hey, speaking of that, just changing tunes a little bit. So we had a change of command at Fort Knox this week.
Yes, I saw that.
General Evans and his lovely wife Carolyn, they
Yes.
relinquished the command at Fort Knox, and they're now down in Texas. And General Jeffrey Davis, actually right
Yes.
before taking command, got promoted to a major general. So he got his second star.
I saw that.
Right
So it was
before
like
that.
a double celebration. Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I think he had like 600 people from his family there. It was great. It was
Wow.
a beautiful event. And change of commands, the pageantry to that, the cannonade and that, it was just crazy. But what's funny is General Evans and his wife Carolyn, who is just such a great lady, when they came to Fort Knox, they really started getting into bourbon. They were not into bourbon beforehand. Really
Right.
started, and they are neck deep into bourbon loving now. They collect, and they had a trailer attached to their truck that they were pulling to Texas because they did not want any of their bourbon to be shipped with movers.
If you don't want anyone touching your important items, you take your most prized possessions with you, and that's exactly what they're doing, right?
Yeah, so it was hilarious because that was even brought up. The General Funk, who headed the change of command, even brought it up when Governor Brashear, he said, "Hey, Governor, you may want to check that orange trailer before you leave because half of your supply of bourbon from Kentucky is going to
Wow.
Texas."
Oh, that's so fun. That's awesome.
They did a bunch of great work while they were here on Fort Knox. Think about the pandemic and just some of the stuff that he was able to do as our commanding general. But how cool is it that we actually gave them something, and that is the love of bourbon that they can share together, that they have really enjoyed going out and doing bourbon tours together.
Bourbon's backyard. It's everything about bourbon. It's not just the bourbon out of the bottle. It is everything that goes along with it.
Well,
and so Jay, that bourbon stave shelf was made by Mitch's uncle David. He makes them, and he's not really that's not his job. Like he's a jeweler, right? He does other stuff, but it's a hobby of his. And he made one, and Mitch actually ended up buying it. And Mitch asked him to make another one for the quarterback auction, and it is gorgeous and it's heavy. It's a nice one for sure. Morgan, I don't know about any lighthouses. I don't know of any that are in the auction, but if I come across any, I will let you know. Jay, you should come and bid on that, or just bring me your checkbook, Jay, and I'll make sure you get that shelf.
Yeah. Oh, hey, speaking of lighthouses, we did go see a couple of lighthouses up in Maine. The one I wanted to go see was like a bucket list, is the lighthouse, the Forrest Gump lighthouse.
Did you see it?
I did. We drove like 2 hours out of our way to go see that. It is a quarter of the size that it looks like in the movie.
Oh, the magic of Hollywood.
But it was great. It was worth the trip up there. It was a lot of fun just to walk out there, and then they had the original letter, the request letter to use the lighthouse in the movie, and they were
very cool.
And the production company's having to sell it to this town because they don't. I mean, think about it. Forrest Gump. I mean, even though Tom Hanks was in it, they're pitching this movie, and just how it's written.
That's fun.
And after they do the video shoots, they send them a thank you note. Of course, the movie hadn't even been released yet, so it's just really cool.
That's so fun.
So it was a lot of fun to see that. All right,
that's a neat experience.
Outside of the Quarterback Club, Big Shindig, and the Dirty Dog Bash, which, by the way, if you want tickets to that, they're $50, and I would not wait till tomorrow night because I think I did an interview with Sarah Fellows yesterday, and they only had like 40 tickets left, so out of 200.
Jump on that.
The other thing that's happening is the Opt to Run for Kids 5K is happening in Radcliffe. An interesting location. They've got this catch basin right there next to the old U.S. Cav store there in Radcliffe on the Dixie.
Yes.
It is like 0.8 of a mile, and you're running a 5K on it. So people will be able to see each other a few times, and it's all raising funds
That's cool.
for the Radcliffe Optimist Club. So.
Listen, all the Optimist Club getting in on the fundraising this weekend. It must be National Optimist Fundraiser Weekend. Yeah. Look, I just made up a holiday.
Hey, well, why not? Because did you know today is National Wear Your Underwear Day?
Oh, hang on. Okay. Good.
Thank you. And that's all I needed to say about that. And then, and then our friends at the Hardin County Playhouse, they have a new thing called the Little Theater. So
what is that?
It's all kids. So
I thought we already had a theater that was all kids.
Well, Missoula Children's Theater comes in at Hardin County at the PAC, but this is the Hardin County Playhouse, and their first production. It is called Sisters Grimm, which was written by Katie Van Zyl. It's directed by Kristen Hendrickson and Michelle Blair, of course, local.
Love it.
And it is Friday night and Saturday night of this week at 7 o'clock, Sunday at 3, and then next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I think tickets are $15. You can get it at the Hardin County Playhouse's website. So,
Hardin County Playhouse website. And so, I wonder do you know how many littles are in the cast? Like how many kiddos?
I don't.
Okay. I'll find out. I'll tell you all later.
It can't be a ton because, it's at ECTC Science Auditorium because, the Playhouse needs a home.
Which is small.
It's very small. So,
yeah.
Which is intimate. I don't say small, you say intimate.
Intimate. I'm sorry.
That works.
Cozy, if you will.
That works better. Have you been watching a lot of the Olympics?
Greg, I'm to the point where I need the Olympics to be over so I can get something else accomplished in my life. And here's the thing. I knew this was going to be me. I am fully aware that right now there are evening Olympics going on, right? Mm-hmm. And I have a difficult time because even when I know the results, because I have the app, because I keep up with it, like I even have medal alerts because I'm that girl, I still can't quit watching it. Anytime. Like my husband's like, what's Jana doing? Watching the Olympics. Where's Jana? Checking on the Olympics. Are you on your phone? Got to check on the Olympics. It's so fun.
Yeah. We watched a lot on vacation. This week I haven't watched as much as I wanted to because it's just life been busy.
Yes.
So,
and another thing, I needlepoint, right? So I've been making some Christmas stockings and I'm working on a belt for Mitch and I can multitask and do a little bit of that. And so it's 30 minutes before I go to bed at night, it's become my ritual. I may even have to later when they're over, I may just go back and watch my favorite moments so I can get my 30 minutes of needlepoint in. before I go to bed.
Oh, and Jay, you're right, my friend. NFL is tonight. There's a Hall of Fame game tonight.
You've got to be kidding me. Is there like a serious preseason game tonight?
It's the Hall of Fame game they have on Thursday night. It's
How did that sneak up on me?
no, is it the Cowboys and Steelers? Jay, you can bring that up. I'm not really sure.
See, I've been so involved. I've been so stuck in the Olympics world. I haven't paid attention to NFL football. But I will tell you that I don't really focus on it this early. So I guess I'm not surprised.
Oh, well, I know this year there are 3 preseason games, not 4.
Okay.
Because they added another regular season game, which is great because that means the Titans got another home game this year. But what's funny is that we're going to go down to the preseason game. We didn't go last year. Well, the first 2 preseason games are on the road. The last one's at home, which means none of your starters are going to play. It's the week before the regular season starts. So you're going to go down and watch people let's go watch the practice squad.
So listen, so then a few years from now, you'll be like, we watched him play in a game a few years ago. Who knew?
Or, yeah, when he's working, that's the guy serving you at McDonald's. I watched him in the NFL game a couple years ago. I can't say anything. It's bad.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, one other thing. So last night, it has been a busy week. A couple of things. One on a happy note, and then we'll talk about one on a sad note as we kind of wrap up today. Whiskey Wednesdays. So
yes.
Give 270. We created this bourbon raffle we have, Whiskey Wednesdays. So $5 raffle tickets. So last night was the first week. I guess it was kind of like preseason because we have 12 weeks coming up in cabinets. 500 and some odd tickets sold.
Fun.
And somebody won, Josh Hamilton won a bottle of Weller Single Barrel off a $5 ticket.
So fun. So I saw the video. The one that I saw is the one where they were actually showing all the bourbons. And I couldn't take it in fast enough. I was like, look at that. Like it was like a bottle bonanza, right?
Yeah.
So that's fun that Weller, hey, what type of Weller was it the first week?
It was a single barrel.
Which was a complete surprise. Like you open the locker and you're like.
No, this was the first one that this was just, hey, this is what you win. So now starting this next week, all the lockers have already been locked. So there are 12 bottles. Well, actually, there are more than 12 because some we have a package of 2 or 3 bottles. But there are 12 different lockers, and there's bourbon behind every locker that is allocated.
Okay, so you knew what you were buying your ticket for this week,
right?
But you won't know moving forward. But they're all good, so it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. Everything you're getting is going to be well worth more than your $5. They're well worth more than a couple $100 in each bottle. So tickets are available at give270.org. You can actually buy tickets right now for this next week's raffle. So that was last night. So I produced that. So we were there last night. We videoed that, and then immediately after doing the live drawing, we went into doing the podcast last night.
Goodness.
So it was a late night. But anyway.
It was a late night.
But we're excited about that, and we'll draw live every Wednesday night on Give 270's YouTube channel, which you can also see the feed at Kentucky'sHeartland.com and give270.org. All those will be it'll be fed directly to that. So,
but hang on, do I have to go buy my ticket each week, or can I buy multiple weeks at a time? Has anyone asked that already?
Have, and you have to buy every week because each week is like closing out. Again, there's all these gaming laws, that are out there in the state. So
I get it.
Each week we close it out and start fresh. That way. But all those registrations are saved because there may be something happening a little bit later on in the process too. So we'll leave it at that.
Good to know.
As we wrap this up today, a tragic event last Friday. We lost Deputy Sheriff Johnson, and just a tragic event. He was well loved in this community. Graduated from North Hardin. His daughter Aliana was injured as well. Is on the mend, but there are a lot of needs, and there are a lot of people in this community that want to give back. So. West Point Bank was contacted about creating a trust for Aliana, so she will have money down the road. Well, Give 270 was contacted by West Point Bank to help facilitate this. So if you
Good.
want to make a monetary donation and have all the money go directly to Aliana and a trust set up for her, then you can go to give270.org. That account is open right now, and it is available for you to make a donation. And if we get to $5,000 of donations, that will be matched. That $5,000 will be matched by the Give 270 board.
Which will happen. It may have already, like, I don't know when it opened, but with a few clicks, you can help reach that goal so that we can get that match. And when you say that money will be, literally, it is just sitting there and it will be saved just for her and her needs.
Yeah, because, you know, her dad was her life. And
Yes.
it is a tragic event, and people want to, you know, that's our community. People are like, what can I do to help? What can I do to help? And, you know, a lot of times you just don't know what to say. Well, at this point, we can say, well, you can donate to her trust.
Yes.
So, you know, this trust can be used for her college. I mean, whatever her needs are down the road. So if you want to do that, give270.org, click on the crowdfunding link, and all that information is there. So
Give 270.
Yep.
Helping a lot of people.
Well,
and I mean, that's the most important thing right now is her future, right? I mean, that's what we all care about. And the best way to honor him is to help take care of her. And that's what we're doing.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for Bacon in Your Mailbox for this.
Good work.
If I can hit my button, because I have my mouse that I use to control stuff is sitting in a chair over here. So I'm like, I should have had a video on the backside of me doing this, because I'm like, I'm all stretched out. I'm going to be all cramped up, but nonetheless, I think.
And for wearing a little lapel mic, your sound was halfway decent. So thanks for hanging in there with us, Greg. And thanks for coming back for vacation and from vacation and gracing us with your presence again. Actually, part of me thought that you just may never, you may just ghost me. So I'm impressed that you showed back up.
Never ghost you. After now that you and my dad are best friends, I can't ghost you, because, you know, you'll probably get my inheritance if I ghost you. So I don't want
Well,
that.
he did promise me all your watermelon.
Not all of them. I've got a couple special people that are going to get some special watermelons. Eric Clemens.
Nice.
There you go. All right, this has been show number 120 of Bacon in Your Mailbox. She is Jana Clark, community fanatic. I am Greg Milby, community storyteller, and this has been Bacon in Your Mailbox. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, y'all.